Painted Cave on Santa Cruz Island is reputed to be the largest sea cave in the world. We can't corroborate that, but we can tell you it's really big and damn dark. There are a couple of challenges involved here. The first one, you've got to pick your day. You want really flat water, no more than a foot or two of swell, because the surge gets really awful inside with more than that. Second is trying to find the place. It's just west of Profile Point, just about where that 14 is at the left side there. That's the entrance. And here's a picture of Profile Point. You've got to get in pretty close to see it, but it really looks like a profile. The next real good landmark is that cave up on the side of the hill. This one tells you for sure that you are at the real Painted Cave. Another challenge is there is no place to anchor here. We have seen power boats anchored in the little cove just to the west, but it's dicey for a sailboat. In October 2015, on the annual DDT cruise, Dennis, Dan, and Tom, we stood off about a quarter of a mile and launched our boats. Dennis stayed aboard, and Tom and I headed into the cave. As you can imagine, it's a pretty good trick getting your kayaks from the deck and into the water and getting your passengers in them. Dennis held the boat real steady for us, and we found that it works better under sail if it's light winds. You avoid asphyxiating your passengers in this process. Well, let's head into the cave. We'll take a quick look around before we actually paddle in. And here's the cave that marks the entrance that lets you know you're not at Falls Painted Cave. The first chamber is vast, and as you can see, it narrows down, and in a little while, it'll start getting dark.
Doing what?
Sea lions are throughout the cave, as you can hear, and they can give you quite a start. We encountered a 300-pounder back in there that dove in right next to my kayak. Kind of startled me. We've got our GoPro and a super bright flashlight, but super bright as it is, this cave just sucks the light out of everything. Those little white dots are their eyes reflecting back my flashlight. The sea lions can be pretty startling when they come up right to your boat. Every once in a while, a bird will fly by. Maybe a bat. They rustle the air and they get your attention. We spent about a half an hour back in there, and as you can see, we're heading back out. You can go all the way back, and there's a beach, and you see a bunch of sea lions back in there. There's a left turn you can make, but not having a headlamp and having to use the handheld flashlight, it was kind of hard to paddle, and it was getting a little interesting. If you make the final left turn, there's another passage. It's quite narrow, and there was a big surge, and I elected to paddle out. Well, if you have any questions about sailing the Channel Islands or going to Painted Cave, give us a call at 805-750-7828, or look for us online at sailchannelislands.com. See you on the water.